So let's talk about your life, not as a resume, not as a list of facts, but as a living, breathing story. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework that helps you see yourself as the author of that story. I mean, really think about it for a second. When you look back on your own journey, do you just see a collection of jobs, dates, and places? Or do you see an actual unfolding narrative? Because how you answer that question, well, it changes everything. Here's the thing. In a world that's always in flux, looking at ourselves in some fixed, static way, it just doesn't cut it anymore. That old-school resume-style view of who we are, it's basically an artifact. It belongs to a different time. But what if you had a different way to look at it? A toolkit, even, to help you see your own story in a new light. Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today. It's a framework from Dr. David Boje that's all about becoming the author of your own life. It's called the 7 W's of Beingness, and you can just think of it as a set of 7 lenses that help you take all the kind of chaotic, random events of your life and weave them together into a story that actually makes sense, a living narrative. So here's our roadmap for this. We're going to walk through each of these 7 dimensions: who, what, when, where, why, with, and we'll finish up with wish. All right, let's dive in and start unpacking this toolkit, one piece at a time, to see how it all fits together. Okay, first up is who. Now, this is not about your job title or what you do for a living. This goes way deeper. We're talking about your soul, your core identity. It's about answering that fundamental question, who am I, really, at my core? Nailing this down gives you a kind of internal compass. To make this concrete, look at Dr. Boje's example. He defines his who as his buoy function. I love that. His purpose is to offer guidance, to help keep others afloat, and to mark a safe path forward. It's such a powerful and clear metaphor for a core identity, right? So next, we've got what. This one pulls us right into the physical world. It's all about your material self, the actual, tangible reality of your body. And this is where it gets kind of mind-bending. We tend to think of ourselves as just one thing, a single being. But this framework challenges that idea. It asks you to see your body as a superorganism, a bustling, complex community. You're not just you, you're an entire ecosystem. And get this, the numbers are staggering. We're talking about 30 to 40 trillion microbial cells coexisting with your human cells. Trillion. It just completely reframes what it even means to be a physical person. Okay, moving on to when and where. Think of these two as the anchors that keep your story from floating away. They ground it in reality. When is about those key moments, the little wow moments on your timeline. And where is about the actual places your story happens. And Dr. Boje's life shows this perfectly. Moments like being drafted in Brooklyn, serving in Saigon, or a life-changing diagnosis in New Mexico. These aren't just bullet points on a timeline. They are the solid, undeniable anchors that give his story its weight, its truth. So what about your why? This isn't some huge, abstract mission statement you hang on a wall. Nope. Your why is found in what you actually do. It's your reason for being, expressed in your day-to-day actions, the sum of all those tiny, consistent choices you make. This whole idea is actually grounded in a German concept called Alltäglichkeit. It basically means everydayness. It's in the daily grind, the mundane stuff, that your purpose really shows up. It's where your big ideas meet the real world. Number 6 is with. This is all about how you exist with one another. It's the ever-changing web of relationships in your life. We're not islands. This network of connections is constantly shaping who we are. And that web can be way more expansive than you think. It's not just people. For Dr. Boje, it includes his dogs and horses. He even includes the relationship he has with the superorganism inside of him. It's a profound reminder of how deeply interconnected we are with everything. And that brings us to our final W, wish. If the other dimensions are the building blocks, this is the engine. It's your wish for your own aliveness, that deep, authentic drive that comes from what you truly, deeply care about. This wish or care is the force of self-determination. It's what took Dr. Boje, who was once dismissed as the idiot son, and drove him to become his class valedictorian. It's the fuel that helps you push through and project yourself into the future you want to build. So you see, the real power here isn't looking at any of these 7 things in isolation. The magic really happens when you start to weave them all together into one single coherent story. And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? The real challenge for all of us is to write a life story for ourselves that isn't brittle, but is alive, something that's capable of navigating a world that is always perpetually changing. Which brings us to the most important part. This is all about you taking the reins of your own story, because the pen is, and always has been, in your hand. Look, the big takeaway here is this. Your life isn't some fixed, finished object you can put on a shelf. It's an unfolding, unfinished story. And what this framework shows us is that you have the power to actively shape it, to turn even the hard parts into meaningful catalysts. So, now you have the toolkit. You have these 7 lenses to see your own life through. The only question left is the one that only you can answer. What story are you going to write?